They were gentlemen. I mean, they weren't assholes.
At 80 years old, Sam Elliott has finally dropped his trademark silence, offering an unfiltered glimpse into the actors he's clashed with behind the scenes. Known for his iconic mustache, deep drawl, and stoic presence, Elliott has long embodied the rugged spirit of the American West. But now, after decades of guarding his thoughts like a vault, he's speaking candidly about 7 actors he had serious issues with, calling one a diva in boots and another all ego, no grit. The revelations are gritty, honest, and delivered with the same straight-shooting bluntness that made him a legend. Let's begin with the most explosive name of all, Benedict Cumberbatch. In 2021, Elliott lit a powder keg during a podcast appearance by launching a scathing takedown of The Power of the Dog, Jane Campion's Oscar-winning Western. This wasn't a tempered critique, it was raw, biting, and deeply personal. Elliott didn't just critique the film's pace or tone. He tore into Benedict Cumberbatch's portrayal of a rancher as if it were an insult to the very idea of the West. With unmistakable disdain, Elliott mocked Cumberbatch's voice, posture, and overall performance, implying it was more theater than truth. "What does this Brit know about being a cowboy?" he growled. To Elliott, the performance felt hollow, like someone wearing cowboy boots for show, not for work. The backlash was intense. Critics accused him of being narrow-minded, unwilling to embrace evolving ideas of masculinity or modern storytelling. But Elliott didn't backpedal. He held his ground, insisting that the film and Cumberbatch's role missed the heart of Western life, the silence, the struggle, the grit. For him, no amount of method acting could replace the authenticity that comes from living the life, not just performing it. And to this day, he's never softened his stance. Nicolas Cage. Sam Elliott values restraint. To him, great acting is found in subtlety, in the quiet force of a single look rather than a thunderous monologue. Nicolas Cage, with his unpredictable energy and chaotic style, couldn't be more different. While Cage gained fame and awards for his bold, wild performances, Elliott never bought into the hype. Their paths crossed on Ghost Rider, but even then, Elliott kept his distance, showing up to do his job with dignity while Cage's energy exploded across the set. Though he never directly called Cage out by name in interviews, Elliott has commented broadly on actors who make scenes about themselves instead of serving the story. Friends say it was clear who he meant. Cage's approach, full of dramatic highs and eccentric outbursts, clashed completely with Elliott's belief in grounded, character-first storytelling. "More firework than flame," he once quipped, dismissing Cage's work as theatrical rather than truthful. To Elliott, acting should whisper, not shout, and Cage, in his view, was all noise, no depth. Kevin Costner. Few actors have brought Westerns back into mainstream popularity like Kevin Costner. With Wyatt Earp and the mega-hit series Yellowstone, Costner has become a modern cowboy icon. But Elliott isn't impressed. Raised in the real American West, Elliott doesn't just act like a cowboy. He is one. To him, Costner's polished, clean-cut style of frontier life feels like Hollywood fantasy, not lived experience. In private, Elliott reportedly scoffed at Costner's performances, saying they felt more like a fashion shoot than gritty storytelling. He was even offered a role in Yellowstone but turned it down, allegedly dismissing the show as soap opera in a cowboy hat. For Elliott, this wasn't about ego or rivalry, it was about principle. He felt Yellowstone glamorized a way of life that deserved reverence, not ratings-driven drama. Though they've never publicly feuded, insiders say the tension was unmistakable. As one producer put it, they never fought, but the cold between them could freeze a desert. Jared Leto. What bothers Elliott more than arrogance is pretentiousness, actors who confuse stunts with skill, who act like spectacle equals sincerity. Jared Leto, known for his extreme method acting and bizarre on-set antics, epitomizes everything Elliott dislikes. Sending dead rats to co-stars and refusing to break character, even off-camera? To Elliott, it's not dedication, it's distraction. "He turns acting into a circus," Elliott reportedly told a friend. Though they never worked together, Elliott was once attached to a film that eventually cast Leto in a leading role. Upon hearing the news, Elliott walked away. No press statement, no drama. just silence. It was a message in itself. For him, acting is a sacred craft that demands humility and truth, not headlines and gimmicks. Leto may have an Oscar, but in Elliott's eyes, he's a product of a noisy era obsessed with image over meaning. Ashton Kutcher. When Elliott was cast alongside Ashton Kutcher in Netflix's The Ranch, it wasn't a clash of personalities, it was a collision of philosophies. Kutcher, known for sitcoms and tech ventures, brought charm and charisma, but Elliott saw something missing: depth. He remained professional but distant. Crew members noted that the veteran actor rarely engaged off-camera, and when he did, it was with curt assessments like, "He's a nice guy, but he's not an actor." Kutcher, for his part, praised Elliott in interviews, calling him a mentor and legend. But Elliott reportedly dismissed his performances as shallow, saying Kutcher looked like someone who learned acting by watching tutorials, not by earning scars. For Elliott, it wasn't enough to play a cowboy, you had to be one, or at least understand what that life truly meant. And Kutcher, in his view, was simply playing dress-up.